Hey guys, it's Donnie Bertless, and you're listening to episode 4 of Eat It Up. Today on the show we have Ross Warhol, who is a very talented and very young chef who hails right from Hamburg, New York. I had the pleasure of meeting Ross back in September when me and Alli went down to the Athenaeum Hotel where he works at the Chautauqua Institute and had, we were guests of his farm-to-table dinner, which, simply put, was one of the best meals Alli and I had probably all year and maybe of all time. Just phenomenal ingredients and execution and service. Just a whole great experience in general. So I knew as soon as we started this podcast that he was one of the people I had to have on the show. And I'm very grateful that he said he would do it and that he drove down here in a snowstorm and talked to us about his experiences, working in restaurants like Bulli and Alli, two of the most highly regarded restaurants in the whole world. And it's a cool experience that not a lot of people can say, and especially not a lot of people from Buffalo, New York. So if you probably might not know his name, but you definitely should, because he's going to be a very big figure in the Buffalo dining scene for years to come. And I'm very excited about it. So I hope you enjoyed the conversation, because I had a great time talking to him. The other big piece of news we should probably mention is that we are officially part of Audio Buffalo. If you haven't seen it already, it's basically going to be a podcast network, as a collaboration of Buffalo.com, who we've worked with a lot in the past, and Nick Mandola, who has appeared on this site as a Buffalo foodie, and you probably know him from either WGR or his days at WEC before the station kind of folded, or even his time with FC Buffalo, Buffalo's own professional soccer team. It's a really cool idea. Basically, they're going to get a bunch of shows that cover a whole wide range of topics. We're going to be, alongside Nick and Brad Ryder and Buffalo Blog and In Pod Form, and just a bunch of people that we really enjoy, and we're kind of flattered that we get to be a part of it too. So if you haven't already, go to buffalo.com/audio. I believe audiobuffalo.com will be up soon. And you can get the podcast there as well, or you can, our iTunes link will still work. You can still stream it from our website or download the file directly from our website. So basically, the way you were getting the podcast before will still work, and now there's even more ways to get it. So we're very excited of what 2012 will become, and we think that Buffalo will jump on board with the podcast form. So I guess that's about it. I hope you guys So now are you still, so you live at the Institute like full time?
Yeah, this is the first year that it's happened.
Is it like dead at this time? Like, I mean, I used to go to the Institute. My friend would bring me every summer, and when I was like maybe 10 to 13, I went every summer, and it was like the coolest thing ever. Like, I loved it. But like, I can't imagine that's there like year round. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. Right now, there's only like 75 people on grounds.
Really?
And the place that I'm staying in, it's just me. With all
Do you have like
rooms.
just a giant?
Yeah, it's like a dorm room. Like, not the hotel, because the hotel's not heated.
Yeah,
but it's still
really?
It's still like a part. It's like dorm rooms for the students who come in the summer.
Yeah, and
I'm just the only person in a 180 room building. It's like The Shining, no joke.
That's
like,
insane.
Are you with all the snow coming in now? Like,
well, what are you cooking like for people?
No.
Or what are you doing?
Right now we're redesigning the whole entire dinner service and everything.
Yeah, like not just the food, but like everything.
Or? Right, the food. We're gonna go from 5 courses to 3 courses now, because people they want to come in and eat real fast and go in to see the opera or the ballet or something like that. Okay. And you can't do 5 courses within half an hour. So we're gonna restructure that, and now it's a lot of I'm starting to get into more of the management now, where food costs, labor costs, budgets. Where before that really wasn't too important. So it's a learning process.
So you're getting like the whole the 360 basically. You're seeing all sides of it.
Yeah, it's a learning process. And I'm super excited about it.
So have you not really been in a kitchen for a couple of months, or like when does it kind of really end, I guess? Like
when does the season end?
Yeah, I guess
First week in November.
First week in November.
Well, the season ends Labor Day.
Okay.
And then from Labor Day on, we do weddings, elder hostels,
the event
Road
that
Scholars.
I went to, right? That was after Labor Day.
Yeah, farm to table events.
Yeah.
And any special events, like we have the jazz festival that comes in.
Okay.
And that's a huge event. And just anything like that until November is when we have to shut off the water in the hotel and flush the pipes, break down the whole entire kitchen.
Are you serious? Like, it's that old that it has to have that?
Yeah, it's like 1800s. It's no heat.
It is gorgeous. Like, I forgot about that place, and when we pulled up, like, we parked like almost right in front of it. I looked at it and I was like it's like awe-inspiring. Like, you just look at that building, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that huge patio that you get to like sit out on. And
yeah, it's beautiful in the summer.
Yeah.
Sitting in the rockers.
That's a pretty sweet place to to work.
Like, we usually take a midday break and walk out on the dock.
Yeah.
And, like, we stand back, like, look over the water, and we look back at it, and it's a monster. It's a monster, but it's an awesome place.
How did you...
beautiful.
Now, I guess I was going to ask this later, but, like, what is the customer base like at working at that? Because, like, I almost assumed it was a lot of people who lived on the Institute, but I totally forgot that they have all these events and like people come in from out of town and things like that.
Yeah, it's
I mean, do you know like the percentage like that you're kind of catering to?
Not really.
No?
Honestly, they're it's usually an older crowd.
Okay, yeah.
But then you do have the younger families starting to come in. It's it's a nice educational, it's a historical place, the whole entire institution.
Yeah.
To bring the kids. But not too many people from the institution come and eat in the dining room.
Okay.
But every person that stays in the hotel eats at the hotel, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay.
So that's who we pretty much cater to. And it is open to the public. I'd say we get maybe 20, 25 outside guests a night.
Okay. But like, so like the people who are staying in the hotel though, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner is not like what traditional like what people think of, like when I think of like a hotel, like are you cooking like set courses for those meals as well?
No, breakfast and lunch, they're buffet.
Okay.
There is a la carte breakfast.
Is that now? Are you still doing all that, or
no.
are you no?
No, that's too early for me. I get in the kitchen around like 10 or 11.
Okay. All right.
But no, I come in, oversee lunch, and then do the dinner prep. But now again this year it's a lot more hands-on. I'll be long days there now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, like, you when I went to the farm to table dinner, you guys mentioned that you had built a garden on the roof.
Yeah.
No, was that last year that was the first year that you had that?
That was the very first year on the roof.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago, I wanted to do my own garden because while I was out in California, we had a student-run farm, all organic, at the CIA, Greystone.
Okay.
And we raised chickens. We grew all our own produce, and then we would go to the farmers market every Friday morning and sell our produce, and whatever proceeds we made, we put right back into the farm.
Nice.
So I wanted to set up something like that at the institution and use our produce at the president's cottage. It's for the president of the institution.
Okay.
So that's how it started, and then I left to go abroad for a year.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I found out they gave my land away. So there was no more land left to use, so I said, let's put it up on the roof. They thought I was joking, but I wasn't, so...
that's like kind of an old building to be on the roof. I guess a little nervous.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They warned me. That they told me where I could put boxes and stuff because they didn't want the roof to collapse. And but we had 4 big planter boxes, about 10 foot by 10 foot. And then we had a bunch of smaller ones just all around, growing micro carrots, beets, tomatoes, everything.
Do you have ambitious plans for the garden this year? Or?
Yeah, I'm trying to find land.
Oh, you wanna move it from the roof?
Yeah, I'll have some stuff up on the roof. Some stuff did really well up there, like
really?
the micro carrots. I can't believe how well they did up there.
How do you make a micro carrot? Is that like a special like?
You just don't thin them.
Oh, okay.
Like when you're supposed to thin them to make them grow bigger, just
okay.
Let them go.
Oh, okay, it just sounds like something like some special seed that you need or something like that.
No, but but some stuff that didn't do too well, I want to find land to put it in. Like eggplant did terrible.
Yeah.
And just I don't know. There's some things that did not work.
Just trial and error, I guess.
Yeah.
So okay, I guess let's start at the beginning, because I kind of want to know how you got to where you are. Growing up, did you have a lot of food around you that made you want to be a chef?
Yeah, because I loved to eat when I was little.
Yeah.
It's I never really got into it when I was little. I just knew I liked to eat, and food tasted good.
I mean, were you like an adventurous eater? Like, would you eat anything that was put in front of you, or?
Yeah, I would. Especially I can remember one time at scout camp where I tried turkey testicles.
Nice.
It was different.
There's actually just a event at BW's on Orchard Park or wherever, and they had a turkey testicle eating competition. Oh. Yeah, they tied people's hands behind their back, and they were steamed testicles, and they had to eat them just like bobbing like style.
Oh man, that'd have been awesome to see.
But so you kind of always enjoyed food, like when you. Did you do the thing where you took like cooking lessons in high school, or?
I did an internship through high school.
Okay.
I was an intern at Daniel's in Hamburg.
Oh, okay. That was even all the way back to high school. You were.
Yeah, I was at Daniel's in high school.
Okay. Which Daniel's is? I mean, I've only heard really, really good things. I haven't been yet. It's on my wish list of like I need to go there.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And it's kind of deceiving. Like, I don't know. It kind of looks like a just a little house in the village of Hamburg. Like you could drive by it and not
even notice it. Yeah. But it's really nice, really home and cozy in there. Food is awesome. Dan's a great guy.
Yeah.
Definitely my mentor right from the beginning.
Yeah. So how early? I mean, were you there like 16 or?
Yeah, 16, wow. 17. I was.
Why did you want to? I mean, what part of you at 16 did you want to go work in a kitchen?
Well, I also worked at La Galleria, the banquet and catering facility, and I was a dishwasher there. And when it was time to like start thinking about college, I was like, the chaos in the kitchen seems pretty cool. Might as well learn to cook and do it.
Yeah.
So then that's when I went to Daniel's. Again, I started out as a dishwasher there. I had to work my way up.
Work from the way up.
Very slowly, but then I got to do a little food prep.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then I got to learn the grill. And then it was time to go to school. So I didn't get too much cooking experience before I went to school at Daniel's.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then he'll call me up, or if someone's out sick, he'll call up and I'll come in.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good relationship we have.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool to have that kind of place. Because, I mean, that's just an amazing restaurant in Buffalo. I mean, and you're from Hamburg, too, so you probably...
Yeah. I would ride my bike to work every day.
That's a nice place to have nearby.
Yeah.
And so you went to CIA in Hyde Park, was it?
Yeah, Hyde Park campus.
Okay. Now, what is it like going to a school? I've read, like, Kitchen Confidential, and I read Anthony Bourdain's talk about when he went to the CIA and, like, that atmosphere. Like, I mean, is there food? Is it all food? Is that pretty much, like, the idea of it? I mean, are you just cooking day after day after day?
Not at first.
Okay.
For the first 6 weeks, you go and you do your culinary math, to learn how to do conversions and stuff. And then you have product knowledge. You learn the different produce and everything and how to order it.
Oh, wow.
And then you have a writing class. I don't know what that was for, but I'm sure, it just gave me a headache. But there's some other class in there, too. But then after those 6 weeks, you would move on. Okay. And then Skills 1 is when you do your soups, stocks, and sauces. Skills 2 is...
Like the basic...
Yeah. Skills 1, 2 are just your basics. Skills 3 is when you start cooking for the other students in school.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, it just keeps on progressing. Cuisines of Asia, cuisines of Mediterranean.
Were you just getting hit with things that you've never learned? I mean, was... Like, as far as, like, cuisines and things like that, were you just, like, learning completely new things?
For sure, yeah. Yeah, every day it was something new. And plus, it went so fast. Every 3 weeks, you started a new class.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is it, like, more advanced than, I guess, like, a traditional, like, college? Or, I mean, is it meant to be completed faster than 4 years, I'm assuming, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2-year degree, but there's no spring break. No summer break.
Oh, wow.
1 week for Thanksgiving. No, 1 week for Christmas. 4 days for Thanksgiving.
That's intense.
It's an all year round school.
Jeez.
But I mean, if it's your passion, you love it. You don't mind it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And it's cool to be around other people who are so into it too.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone was like feeding off everyone else and things like that. Now, what was did you have a specialty that you got a degree in, or I don't know how that works.
just culinary arts degree.
Okay.
Associate in culinary arts.
Okay. I didn't know if there was like a specific sector that people
No, but the first year was like, I was young, I was all stressed out, like I was all nervous about doing this at a big school.
Yeah, I mean, going away from home too.
Yeah. But then we have to do an internship for 6 months, and I went down to Chautauqua at a La Fleur restaurant down there. It's AAA 4-diamond. Wow. The year I was there, that's actually when we got awarded the award. So it was pretty cool. It was a kitchen full of externs. It was the oldest person was 23, and he was the executive chef there.
Wow!
So it was just a really fun summer. We fed off each other.
Wow, that's a really young.
Yeah. The one kid that I met, the one guy that I met there, he was I think like 23 at the time. He's actually my sous chef now.
Okay.
We stayed in contact ever since. But then when I came back to school, it was just a whole different feeling. Like, you got that experience in a restaurant, you came back, and it was just going to class, cooking with your friends every single day, having fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just, the second year was definitely a lot better. Plus I lived off campus my second year.
So, but I guess, like, you had that confidence. Like, that you knew you could handle it. I mean, just being in that kitchen. So, after your second year, you kind of bounced around a little bit. Is this when you started globetrotting, so to speak?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, after my second year, after when I graduated, I went back. No, that's when I did my first year at the hotel.
Okay.
The chef that I worked for at La Fleur moved to the hotel, and he asked if I would like to be the private chef for the president of the institution.
Wow.
I said, yeah, of course. That'd be pretty cool.
Are you literally making one person a meal every?
No.
Okay.
He has a dinner party like 3 or 4 times a week for 36 guests.
Wow.
It's 3 courses with 3 canapes at the beginning. So
that's in
a home kitchen too. It was
really
we're set up on card tables, having to plate up. Wow. A couple times the tables gave out and all the plates went everywhere. It was fun. It was definitely a learning experience.
Yeah.
But I went there for the summer. And did that, and then I figured to go back to school and learn how to do baking and pastry.
Okay, so that's what you specialized in?
No, not. Okay. I guess I'd say I excelled in that area.
Okay.
So I went out to California to Napa Valley.
Okay.
The CIA Greystone campus.
Wow.
And I did the baking and certificate program out there. And every day, I would call my parents and ask them if I could drop out.
Really?
For like the first 3 months, because it was terrible. I hated it.
Really? Like, did you hate cooking like that kind of food, or did you hate the area? Or
no, I love the area. Napa was awesome, but it just, you can only make so many cookies and pies. I wanted to learn how to do like the ice creams and sorbets, plated desserts, breads.
Yeah.
But for like the first 3 months, it was like the basic stuff that I learned at Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Because at Hyde Park, you had to go through a 3-week crash course on baking and pastry.
Yeah.
So, like, that 3-week class was expanded over 3 months, it felt like. So, but then when I came back after Christmas break, back out to California to complete the program, it was just so much fun.
Nice.
I loved it. I fell in love with it. I never thought I'd say it, but I definitely love pastry, and I excelled in it. But, I prefer to cook still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to be opening a bakery anytime soon?
No, not anytime soon.
So, when did you start? I know the list. I don't know the order. Mm-hmm. So, you worked at, was it Ubuntu?
Ubuntu, yeah.
Okay, that was like, that's more of a vegetarian style, right?
It's all vegetarian.
Okay.
Vegetarian, vegan.
And now, was that around this time, or?
No.
Okay, so
It's a huge story.
All right,
it's weird.
All right, so after pastry.
So after the pastry school, I graduated from there. I went back to the hotel and did another season. Yeah. That's what's so nice about the seasonal hotel. Go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Make a quick buck and then get to travel. So I went back. I took the same position, the private chef.
Yeah.
And then worked that summer. And then during that summer, I had the opportunity to go to the World Pastry Forum in Arizona and meet Albert Adria.
Okay.
And my goal was to go there, be his assistant for his demonstration class.
And what is he, the chef? Or?
He's Fran Adria's brother from Bulli.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does the pastry.
Okay.
So my goal was there to go there and meet him and make him know who I was. And so I went there for the week, and at the end of the week, he asked me if I wanted to work at El Bulli for 2010 season. I'm like, no way. I was like, no joke, tears came to my eyes. It was my dream. Ever since I've been like 17, 18, I've been following the restaurant El Bulli.
Oh, you've been a foodie, I mean, the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, when I got bit by the bug at a young age, I went
You just dove right in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was definitely my dream come true.
And for anyone who's listening to this who doesn't know, El Bulli, for while it was open, was considered the best restaurant in the world, like almost unanimously, like, or at least the most innovative and the most forward thinking and progressive.
Definitely. Yeah.
And now it's kind of like a school.
Yeah, it's gonna be, well, it's closed until 2014.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they took a 2-year hiatus. Wow. They're gonna go and rebuild the whole place. Wow. They're gonna build new buildings around the restaurant. They started while I was over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ferran had all these trees cut down around his house, and like the national park or the national people came in and started yelling at him in the kitchen. You can't cut down all these trees. And he just yelled back, saying like, he was speaking Catalan. I don't know Catalan.
Oh, okay.
But I think he was just trying to say that it's his trees and he can do whatever he wants. There's something.
Now, did you know Spanish before you went there? Because, by the way, El Bulli is also in Spain,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, did you know any Spanish?
None.
No? So you just picked it up on the fly, I guess?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also, I'm sure English is... I don't know. I don't know Spain too well, but I mean, I'm assuming there's some English spoken in Spain.
But it's like up north.
It's pretty remote, right?
Yeah, the town's called Roses. It's 2 hours north of Barcelona, about a half hour away from the border of France.
Yeah.
And luckily, there were some nationalities there that did know English. There was only one other American in the kitchen.
Wow.
And he was actually working at the French Laundry at the time.
Oh, jeez.
And
which you've also worked at.
Yeah, I've done stages there.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just a crazy experience. I got off the plane in Barcelona not knowing one word of Spanish, and Barcelona was easy to get around in. They spoke English a little here and there, but once I got up to Rosas, it was forget about it.
Yeah.
My one friend who's from Mexico, he would whisper into my ear the English what they would be saying. Nice. Because if they found out I didn't know too much Spanish, then it wouldn't have been good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So did he ask you when he said that he wanted you to work at El Bulli? Or?
He told me to learn Spanish. I did take like night classes once or twice a week, but
yeah,
I didn't take it seriously because I never had the definite answer of going until a week before I got there.
Really?
It was crazy.
Like, because that's a pretty big commitment they have to.
Yeah, so in 2009, that's when Albert asked me to work for the 2010 season. I said, of course. So I had to wait 1 year. Like I was so stressed out about it.
Did you hear like anything back or
no? Like I sent my emails. I would hear back an email once every 2 or 3 months.
Oh my god!
And then I'd send over my passport pictures, get all that taken care of, and then like the day that El Bulli opened, I'm still sitting in Buffalo, New York. I'm like, what's going on? And then like that day, later that night, I got a phone call and they said, hello, is this Ross? I'm like, yeah. They're like, where are you? And I said, I'm in New York. They're like, oh, but you're supposed to be starting at El Bulli today. I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, you guys never gave me a start date. And they're like, well, when can you get here? I said, is 5 days good enough? And they said, yeah, we'll see you next week. So I had to drop everything.
Wow. Were you working anywhere at the time, or?
I was into my second day at the hotel for another season. So they were all excited, I'm back again. And then I had to go and it's like I kicked their dog and say, hey, listen, I'm going now.
Yeah. That's pretty understandable.
Yeah, they supported me.
Yeah.
Throughout the years.
Clearly they had no hard feelings since you're back there again.
Yeah. So that was an interesting way of finding out that.
Yeah. So like what the thing with El Bulli is so many of their dishes are so unique, and you don't find that kind of preparation. I mean, I would assume you're not going to use like crazy equipment and things like that on a regular basis. I mean, a lot of their stuff is molecular gastronomy.
Yeah.
So like when you go there and you're learning these things, like, I mean, was there like skills that you walked away with that you could use?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, because I didn't know if it was too specialized. You're doing these like super unique dishes that.
No, it's all technique.
Yeah. So like
the equipment. The equipment's like, they do have a couple of special pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
But everything else is just the usage of the chemicals and the technique.
Wow.
It's I mean, yeah, they do have like a $1 million freeze dryer and stuff like that. Some of the equipment they have there is crazy.
That's insane.
But for the most part, it's just technique.
So like how does that work? So like you get there, like obviously you're in Spain. Did you have any time to enjoy Spain before you started working there? Or?
One day.
One day?
Yeah, I stayed overnight in Barcelona.
You just went on
a
bender
headed up
of food, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I hit the streets. I walked the city for 12 hours straight, just eating my way through.
God, that's awesome.
It was awesome. The ham out there, just the food, so cheap too.
Really,
real cheap, especially if you go to the markets.
Yeah,
it's crazy cheap.
Me and my wife went to Europe for our honeymoon, and we went in and out of Barcelona, but both times we had 2 hours, so like we just couldn't do anything, and like that's my biggest regret. Is like that's like I wish.
There's plenty of time to go back.
I know, I need to. So how does that work? So do they basically set you up in a hotel or?
Yeah, they give you an apartment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's non-paid, but they give you an apartment.
Yes, yeah.
Which is cool. But they cram like 7 people in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Wow.
It's the one apartment had 14 people in like a 4-bedroom apartment.
Jeez.
But luckily our apartment was real cool and chill. Like no one, we all got along, no fights. Everyone else got in fights and whatnot.
Was it basically like a United Nations of the cast? Like just every.
Yeah, there's 17 nationalities in the kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know, I didn't have a car, and there's only one road up to Bulli, and it's up this this mountain, and the road's dangerous. It's on the side of cliffs and whatnot. And so every morning I would have to walk down to the corner and stand at the corner of the only road going up and wait for somebody, either another worker or a local who's going up the road. And whenever they see someone standing there, they know who they are and where they're going. Yeah. So they always give you a ride up the hill.
Nice.
So it was definitely an experience. It was so much fun.
How long was that for?
That was 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah.
So what's the atmosphere like working in a kitchen like that? Like... Because like you mentioned how you worked at like a banquet in Daniel's. I'd assume those are a little bit more of a casual environment in the kitchen.
Oh, for sure.
Because I mean, from what I would understand, like I feel like El Bulli would be pretty intense. Like
yeah, you're right. It definitely was. It was very military like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every morning we would march in the kitchen in single line, all 45 of us.
Wow.
And we'd stand there and have our morning meeting. Again, I'd know about half of what they're saying.
You're just
I'm just sitting back.
On pictures or something.
And then when they would get done, we would just go right to our spots and start working. You know, some days within a 5 or 6 hour time span, I would probably take 40 steps.
Wow.
Because we're all around one table just doing, tedious prep.
So, like, how El Bulli worked, it was only one meal offering a day, correct? Yep. And so, were you just making the same part of a dish over and over again? Or I don't know. I mean, so, like, what were you doing? Did they switch it up so that you'd be doing something different every week or so, or? Kind of.
Okay. Yeah. In the main kitchen, at the center table, that's where all the action happens.
Okay.
And that's where all the prep happens. They usually try to rotate people once a month.
Okay.
Some people never got rotated. But the menu stayed the same. But while I was there, they added and took off 85 dishes. So I saw like 85 new dishes come and go.
How many dishes are on the night's menu?
If you're just like
because the last one the last one that they offered, it was something insane. It was like it was like 50 years. Something crazy.
It depends. Every table does not get the same menu.
Oh really?
Every table gets a different menu. It's crazy. Like this, they might have all the same courses, but they'll be in different sequences.
Oh, okay.
Or some tables might have more courses than others. Like I think the lowest one I saw was 36. Wow. And then the highest one I saw was like 58. So, 58 I think was for when Rene Redzepi came in from Noma.
Oh, okay.
So, they hooked him up.
Yeah, I would say. Jeez, that's crazy. So there's only one day to call and make a reservation for the entire year.
Yeah.
That's just the craziest.
Yeah, they say 1 million people try to get a spot for 2,500 reservations.
I like, for somebody who is in Buffalo, like, that just sounds insane.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing even close to compare. Like, it might be hard to get a good reservation at Shango at a particular time you want, or like Rue Franklin or Oliver's or something like that. But like, to have an idea that you have one shot a year to eat at a restaurant.
Yeah. You miss your chance. Like, I have to wait another year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man. And so, how long were you at El Bulli? Was that a full year? Or
that was 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah, the season is an 8-month season.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to stay on for the last season as well, and that was going to start in January.
Their last
the very last season, because what they were going to do is 2 seasons back to back, so a total of 15 months instead of taking the 6-month break or 3-month break in between. But I had my visa issues.
Oh my god! So,
I had a little trouble getting out of Brussels. I'll just put it that way.
So that didn't.
Yeah, it was bittersweet.
Yeah, I mean,
I knew I was running into the visa problem 3 months, the first 3 months I was there, because my visa never came through.
Oh.
So after 3 months, I knew I was.
So were you like there as a? I guess
I was there illegally.
I didn't know how to say it. Were you there like just nobody say anything, basically?
Right. Yeah.
Just don't get caught doing something stupid in town.
Yep. So
wow.
And then, I had to cut my losses. So
yeah,
I decided to leave when I did, and good thing I did, because I left around the holiday time, and the customs agent said, "Consider this a Christmas gift. We're gonna let you go without anything." I'm like, thanks. So, if I would have left in August, there's no holiday in August. So
wow.
Yeah, I got lucky.
Jeez. And so what'd you do after you finished with El Bulli?
El Bulli, I finished that, and I came home in January, and then
I feel like you would just need a break. I mean, it sounds like it was a pretty intense work schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I mean, how long were the days?
14 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14 hours, which is, I guess, standard in restaurants, but that I mean, I'm sure you got used to it, but I would feel like the pressure of just like I'm cooking at like Bulli, like this is like.
Yeah, it was definitely wearing, but the whole entire team there, though, everyone in the kitchen was so close with each other, and we were there as one team, and we pushed each other, we supported each other, and at the end of the night we'd go out, have a few drinks.
Nice.
At the awesome local bar. It was they had like 180 beers around the world.
Oh wow.
So we would go there every night.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you get back home.
Yeah, I got back home in January. I took a couple weeks off, and then that's when I moved to Chicago and started a little at Athenaeum.
Yeah, which is another amazing restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I was definitely excited to get into there.
I mean, that is a pretty crazy stretch of two amazing. I mean, Alina, is it Alenia?
Alenia.
Alenia?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like considered the best restaurant in the United States. Like,
yeah.
Like, not even close.
Yep, that's the one.
And so, what did you do there? Or was it a very similar situation? Like, they kind of put you up and...
No, nope, they didn't give me anything. No pay. No housing. Luckily, my sister lives in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
So I mooched off her for rent.
That's pretty clutch.
Yeah. But again, another stage, long days from noon until 3 a.m.
Was it a similar work environment, or
it was worse?
Oh, really?
Like when I left El Bulli, I said I will never work in a worse kitchen. Like just, so strict and whatnot.
Yeah,
and just like fearing. I was in fear most of the time at El Bulli.
Yeah.
But
is it like for El Bulli and Alinea is it pretty quiet in the kitchen?
Very quiet.
That's
because it's too quiet for me.
Like everything I've heard is like from like people I've known who've worked in like restaurants in the area. Like kitchens can be kind of rowdy. Yeah. Like there's music playing. Like people are swearing at each other.
Yep.
And like that just seems like a completely different environment to work in.
Yeah. Like, it was very, very disciplined.
Yeah. And so it was a little harder in Chicago, or I guess stricter. Or?
Yeah. It was. I walked away with not a good experience. I'll put it that way.
That's a downer.
I was super excited to go there and to see the kitchen, to be a part of the team, and after the first 3 hours, I said, "What did I get myself into?" It was, just constantly people putting you down and making you feel like crap, and
almost like they're gonna break you down to build you back up.
Exactly. And it's like, people who came in like after me, like a stage, it was their first day, they'd be on me too. I'm like, listen, I'm here longer than you've been. Why are you riding me so hard? But everyone was there to break you down, and there was like no sense of unity in the kitchen. Again, the fear element. Everyone had so much fear in them. You could see it.
I can't say his last name. Grant. What is it?
Ackitts I think it's Ackitts.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard pretty mixed results about him as a guy to work for. Like just from reading, like Eater and things like that. Like there's always been mixed feelings about like how intense he is as a person, I guess.
Very intense.
Yeah. Now, was he there often?
Every day.
Every day?
Yep. Okay. Right across from me.
Oh my God! Really?
So like, I had the eagle eye right on my station the whole time.
Yeah, because that guy. I mean, he's got a crazy story too. Like the whole his battle with cancer.
His story is incredible.
And refusing to have chemotherapy because he's afraid he'd lose his sense of taste and things like that. Like, I listened to he had like a whole story on NPR, and it was crazy.
Yeah, very interesting man.
And I mean, Chicago's. Like he's got like several restaurants in Chicago.
Yeah,
and he got like every time I go on, I see some new crazy idea for a restaurant that he has. And
he's got Next, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
my sister had the opportunity to eat there. I'm very jealous.
Wow,
she had the childhood menu. That's the one that I wanted.
Wow, because that they were talking about people are selling tickets for a meal that nobody knew what was going to be offered.
Yep,
like just to say you can have a meal here.
Yeah.
It was like $300+. Like I saw
every day on their Facebook page they release last minute tables, and it's a crazy system. It's like a lottery system.
Yeah.
If you get a ticket, that's awesome. And then he also has Aviary, which is his cocktail bar and
yeah. But so how long was that? Was that 8 months as well? Or?
No, that was very short. I came to realize, I said, I'm here, I'm working for free, and I'm leaving work miserable, and I'm dreading to go to work every day.
Yeah.
And, I went there, I saw it, I got to see what it's all about, so I cut my losses. I was there for a short time. I was in Chicago for a month.
Oh, okay.
So,
and then
I moved back to Napa Valley, California.
Okay, is that when you went to...
That's when I went to Ubuntu.
Oh, okay. And so now that's kind of a whole different thing, because... I mean, it's all vegetarian, correct?
Yeah. At the institution, everyone's all on the uprise and trends, and there's a lot of vegetarians. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well learn how to cook vegetarian really well.
Yeah.
So then I headed out to Napa. Worked with Chef Aaron London. Awesome chef. He was a nominee for a James Beard Award. But the restaurant, I'd say the best I've worked in.
Oh, like as far
atmosphere.
Atmosphere?
Yeah.
Just loved going to work every day?
Loved it. I loved going to work every day.
That's awesome.
when we were open 7 days a week, I didn't take a day off. I said I want to come here every single day. Again, another stage, working for free. I'm stupid.
Well, that's the crazy thing about if you want to excel and you want to work at these places.
You gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah. And you work for free.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, but the atmosphere in the kitchen was awesome. We would listen to music, tell jokes, make awesome food, and at the end of the night, you'd be scrubbing down the kitchen with a beer in your hand, and you'd go out with your crew at the end of the night and hang out. So it was an awesome restaurant.
I mean, did that? Because you're the head chef, correct?
Yes, the executive.
The executive. Yeah. So I don't know the hierarchy or anything.
Yeah, it's.
And so I mean, you pretty much kind of set the tone for the kitchen, and I'm assuming you prefer to have a laid back kitchen.
Oh yeah. Miley Cyrus is playing in the kitchen. All types of music playing in the kitchen. We're telling jokes.
Yeah. I mean,
but when it comes to the food, it is serious.
Yeah, obviously.
And then like during service, I take it seriously. But
okay.
As long as we can have fun and make awesome food, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't need it to be a military.
No.
You're checking people's like clothing and knives and things like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Did you shave today? Let me see your chin. Yeah.
Really? Was it really that intense?
I got called out of Alinea for it. Yeah.
And you're never coming. No customer is seeing you, right?
No, there's kitchen tours.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I mean, like, some guy that was next to me had a full beard, and like I just looked at the chef de cuisine. I'm like, I didn't know there was a shaving policy. And then he just told me about some professionalism stuff that I'm like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but
yeah. Okay, so you worked at a Ubuntu, is it?
Yeah, this Michelin-starred vegetarian restaurant. They had their own biodynamic farm. All their produce on the menu came from their farm. Wow. And so
is that kind of was part of your genesis for the farm?
Yeah, I'm really into it. I'm really into like farm to table. Whatever you can do within the whole food service with your own hands, I want to do. Butchering, I want to go to the farms, see the animals being raised. Yeah. Go to the processing plant, see it, pick it up myself. That's what I'm all about, and I love it. But Ubuntu was definitely a great place. Unfortunately, it's closed. Oh. I guess in the winter months, it's really not. They didn't do too well.
Oh, okay.
But they're gonna restructure the restaurant, and they're gonna reopen in the spring under a whole new concept.
Nice.
Same chef though.
Nice. And then did you come back to the Institute? Is that?
Yeah. After Ubuntu, I went back to the Institute.
Okay.
Worked the whole summer.
Okay.
Did a lot of events, a lot of molecular demonstrations, farm to table.
Okay. Yeah, classes. I saw a couple of those pictures. I think Krista Stachou, she posted some pictures.
Yeah, it was awesome to have her out for lunch.
Yeah.
And the Buffalo Spree crew. So I worked that summer, and then that brought us to this fall and winter. Yeah. And now it's my very first year, starting back in January.
Nice.
So, living there now.
So I guess what do you have planned for this year? Do you have any big aspirations? I don't want you to show your cards if they're not ready, but like.
No. There's definitely some things in the works at the hotel, and off grounds as well.
Okay.
There's a couple events that I want to do. I'm really pushing to do a very progressive dinner, a lot of molecular technique.
That'd be awesome.
With a lot of not just about the food, but with like the atmosphere in the room as well.
Oh, okay.
It'll be pretty cool.
Covering all the senses, basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I've been reading about. Like Bulli, they're all interested in like the whole picture, like that school and everything like that. Like, yeah. But that would be that's something that you can't find.
No.
In Western New York or even Southern Tier or anything like that.
And then once a week, I'm gonna try to book the parlor room and open it as a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Separate from the dining room where the hotel guests get to eat.
It's kind of like a pop up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Once a week, pop up, different theme every week.
That would be so.
And
cool.
it's just it'll be upscale fine dining, a little whimsy. But again, that's gonna be like 7-9 courses instead of 3.
Cool.
And again, different theme. Like one I want to do is I want to take a old menu from the archives from the hotel back in the 1900s, like 1920s, and try to recreate those dishes.
That'd be awesome.
And with modern stuff, I definitely like doing the modern stuff, but I really like to cook food that's just great, simple, good food.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to make like a paste that has some amazing carrot flavor, but also if you can just make a good
carrot puree, just make it.
Yeah. If you can just do something simple, but it's just using good ingredients.
To put something on the plate just to say you can do it, that doesn't make any sense. If it belongs on the plate, do it. But if it makes sense,
the farm to table dinner that I had, I mean it was definitely a lot of work went into the food, but a lot of it was pretty straight up. Like there wasn't any crazy bells and whistles, at least that I don't know. Yeah.
Here's a peach, eat it.
The peach, yes. That was a damn good peach.
Yeah.
So I guess like long term, I mean it's hard. I mean you're what, 25?
24.
24?
Just turned, yeah.
Jesus. Make me feel old.
Nah.
But I mean what I mean, right now, I know you're enjoying working at the Institute. Do you have aspirations of owning like a, I guess, more traditional restaurant? Or maybe not owning, but, head chef at a...
Yeah, that's definitely in my plans.
Yeah.
Hopefully within the next... Hopefully no more than 5 years I'll have my own restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Chef owner.
Yeah.
I still have a lot of things I want to do.
Yeah, that's understandable.
The institution, again, they support me amazingly. Next fall, this coming fall, November, I plan on heading over to Europe again.
Okay, do some more.
Do some more work over there, 3 or 4 months. There's this restaurant in Sweden right now that is on the uprise. It's the one to watch out for.
What's it?
It's called Franzen Lindbergh. Okay. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Is this another thing where you're gonna have to learn how to speak a language right before?
No, they speak English. Okay. But it's in Stockholm, Sweden, and they're a farm to table as well.
There kind of seems to be some type of uprise in like Scandinavian countries in general.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Noma is the huge restaurant in Copenhagen.
Yep.
And there's another one in Denmark that's really big too that I was reading about. Like, it seems like there's kind of... I never would have guessed that would have been a hotbed for up-and-coming restaurants.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Yeah.
But but they're a farm to table restaurant as well. They have 2 of their own farms, all worked by hand, with like plows that mules drag. Still, I mean, there's no machinery on the farms.
It's like Amish.
Yeah, it's like straight old school, and they use wild animals. Like they have mountain cattle, they call them, and they're like climbing up these weird steep mountains, eating moss. And I guess it's supposed to be really good. The older they get, the better they taste.
Wow.
So, it's very progressive there as well.
Okay.
Not with like molecular wise, but it's very fresh. The presentations of the plate are just amazing, breathtaking.
Wow.
So he's a young chef too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of have some globetrotting still in you that you want to work at other.
Yeah, definitely that restaurant in Sweden. I want to check out South Africa.
Oh, wow.
I want to check out Asia, Australia, New Zealand.
Wow.
I have a whole list, and I have 4 years to do it. So.
It's awesome, man. Well,
but I do want to settle here in Buffalo. In 5 years, my restaurant will be here in Buffalo.
Please, I think Buffalo's restaurant scene would greatly benefit for somebody with your talents to come here. Because, I mean, Christ, you're 24 years old. You've worked at all these amazing restaurants, have all this background. I think there's definitely been a rise, and I talked about with Krista, where I think a lot of chefs are pushing each other in the area.
Oh yeah.
And I think there's a new wave of people who want to try crazy new things. Mm-hmm. I mean, for Nonu, the ramen place, like if that place would open maybe 6 years ago, it would have got 1/3 the buzz it got when it was open now. Like people want to have different, unique things, and having like a sit down dinner. I think people want like something creative put in front of them and really good. And so yeah, we definitely need you here.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm staying.
Good.